everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a full face drugstore, primarily new products. If not, then it's products I haven't used in a while or products that I just genuinely love. So it's all drugstore, and yes, this look is drugstore. Who Needs Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill. Who needs that Anastasia brow gel? So if you want to see how I did this look, then just keep on watching. The first product I'm going to take is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. This is only a $2 brow product, and I've been using this a lot lately as a substitute for even my beloved ColourPop one because the price point and the tone of this in the shade taupe is actually perfect for my brows. It's definitely a more waxy and subtle product, but it does fill in the hairs nicely. To set the brows in place, I'm going to go in with the Mega Clear Wet n Wild Brow and Lash Mascara. I've been using this a lot lately because I got a package from Wet n Wild, which was really nice of them, and I've been testing a lot of products out. Quite a few you will see in this video. And a lot of these brow mascaras, especially the cheaper ones, tend to be too crunchy on the hairs. This reminds me a lot of the Anastasia one, and of course the price point is definitely a lot more affordable. With brows done, I'm going to move on to the eyes. Previous first impressions full face, I have used this eyeshadow primer. I do believe that has a subtle shimmer to it, which isn't my personal preference when it comes to eyeshadow primers, but the staying powder is okay with it. I picked this up a while ago and I've been really wanting to try it. It's the Jordana Made to Last Liquid Eyeshadow. I bought mine the shade Not a Wink Pink, and it looks like this. The wand on this is a nice doe foot, and I don't know if you're just supposed to like sweep it on your eye, but I'm just going to put a little bit on the center of my lid and then dab it out with my fingertips. So you can see the difference between when the eye is sheared out versus not. For my actual eyeshadows today, I'm going to be going in with the new Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette in the shade Coming In Latte. This looks to be very nice. It did originally have a brush in it, but I did remove that. And the shades are all nice and neutral. I'm going to start with this champagne shade and just set the cream eyeshadow. I'm then going to go in with this matte taupe in the crease. These shades are very creamy and buttery, but they do have a lot of fallout, so I would make sure to tap your brush off first. To test the depth capability of this palette, I'm going to go in with another matte shade. This is a matte and it's a darker, richer brown. I'm just going to take another brush to blend it out since this shade did apply quite darkly, but it didn't apply super evenly. I'm going to go back in and touch up with the champagne shade on the center of my lid. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Liner Liquid Liner, and I did try to wear test with this, and if you don't use any primer and there's nothing below it, this eyeliner doesn't wear the best, but the application process with this is amazing. It is very, very easy to apply. Just has a nice felt tip. Oh my god. Well, that's just great. Now I'm going to go in with a pencil liner. This is the Milani Liquid Eye in black, since I didn't want to go into something high-end because my only new eyeliner is a high-end one. Then I'm going to take the matte black in this eyeshadow palette to smoke out the lower lash line. curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara. Today I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus mascara. It has a nice cone-shaped wand. Doesn't seem to be doing that much for my lashes though. I'm gonna go in with this mascara off camera and then I'll be right back. So this does feel like it does give a little volume, but in all it does do more length. I like it more for the lower lashes than the upper ones. When I close my eyes you can see that it does give a little bit of volume though. I was gonna go in with falsies, but I decided not to because I haven't bought any new drugstore ones recently. So if there are any good ones at the drugstore right now, totally let me know. Instead, now it is time to move on to the rest of the face. If you have any suggestions for a drugstore primer, let me know. I have yet to find one that I like that doesn't break me out, and I don't really want to risk that right now because my skin is looking pretty good. So also let me know if you want to see a skincare routine. First thing I want to do on my face is go in with some color correcting. I have this Wet n Wild Coverall Color Correcting palette. And it has a purple, a green, a yellow, and a white, which actually has some shimmer to highlight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these shades and correct where the correction is needed. So I'm going to take a little bit of the green first, and then I'm going to try to brighten up under my eyes with the yellow. The texture is a little bit on the dry side, but what I'm going to do is take a damp beauty blender. I know there are drugstore alternatives that are a lot less expensive than this, but this still is my favorite. Sorry about it. A lot of the product is going onto the sponge. I'm not sure how much actual correcting is going on, but do keep in mind that you definitely want to do this before you go in foundation, and if you're just doing a light concealer day, I would not bother with color correcting. I think it does brighten up a little bit and there is a little bit of color correcting going on, but this isn't my personal favorite product for color correcting and it wouldn't be the first I'd recommend. Next, I'm going to go in with the Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation, and this one's supposed to be really heavy duty, so let's just see how it works. I'm going to take a pump onto the back of my hand. The shade does seem to actually be light enough, maybe even too light because I haven't a lot in the sun lately, but I don't want to do a super heavy layer with this. I want it to still somewhat look natural. I definitely think this is the kind of foundation that will look really good on most skin types, but you want to make sure that you don't build it up too much because if I built it up any more than this, it would look like there was a lot of foundation on my skin. Next, I'm going to try one of the ColourPop sculpting sticks. I bought mine in the shade Dove, which is the lightest, coolest sculpting tone, and I'm just going to sculpt my face. Use just the same beauty blender as I have been using, except I'm going to tilt it on its side. The product does seem to blend out very effortlessly and give a very, very natural, subtle contour in comparison that to that. And you always want to make sure to blend in place and upwards. You never want to go below that contour line. For blush, I'm going to take Between These Sheets from ColourPop. This is a cream blush, and I've only swatched it. I haven't actually used it on my face, so I'm really excited to play with this. I know you can definitely use like a stipple brush or something. You use your fingertips. I'm going to take the small stipple brush from e.l.f. and just really, really lightly apply this to the apples and back of my cheeks. I'd say it gives a very nice, natural flush to the cheeks. I feel like this contour still isn't blended out quite enough, so I'm going to work with that a bit. This side looks perfect, but this one, I'm not quite happy with how it looks yet. To set, I'm going to take the Wet n Wild mattifying powder. I do believe that this has a subtle shimmer to it, and it does give a little bit of a white cast, so if you don't have very fair skin, I wouldn't suggest this for a day where you have to do photos or anything like that, but if it's a day-to-day thing, this actually is a great, especially under the eye, setting powder. While that part of my face is setting with the powder, I'm going to go ahead and set the bronzer with the Wet n Wild Color Icon Ticket to Brazil. So before and then, I'm just going to really lightly bronze. Make sure all the excess powder's off my face and everything is getting nice and blended. Dang, little baby hairs. To set the blush in place, I'm going to take Apricot in the middle. Oh, like caught in the middle, I get it. Oh wow, that took me a second. And the little tiny brush that comes with it just fell out. And I'm just going to take this with a nice, really subtle brush because I don't want a ton of blush because I already did the ColourPop one. This just kind of adds a little glow to the cheeks. And for my actual highlight then, I'm going to use Boozy Brunch by Wet n Wild. I think this is going to be too dark for me, so I am going to use just the slightest bit I can. Nothing. Surprisingly, that is actually still super gorgeous. Maybe I've been scared of champagne highlighters for too long. Look at that glow! Oh my god. Who needs champagne pop when you have this baby? I'm gonna put a little bit on the brow bone. I'm also going to pop a little bit on the inner corner. This really does emphasize skin texture, but the glow is worth it. Now what are we going to do about lips? I'd use something from my Lip Monthly bag, except most of those products don't tend to be drugstore, and if they are drugstore, I don't really know where they're as easily accessible to buy, which is why the subscription is so great. But instead, what I'm going to do is to take the NYX matte lipstick in Indie Flick. This is just one of my favorite all-time lipsticks, and I just haven't worn it for so long, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And just for a little bit of a kick, I'm going to use Red Sensation for Wet n Wild. This is one of the glosses. It goes from lipstick from an orange to more of a red orange. I hope you enjoy this video. I personally really enjoy how this makeup look turned out, and I'm really pleasantly surprised by this highlighter. Like, out of all the products I used, I think this may be a new favorite. I hadn't played with it yet, so I had no idea what to expect, but this Boozy Brunch to Reflect Shimmer Palette by Wet n Wild, basically just a highlighter, is awesome. I can't stop checking my highlight out. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, bye! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on how to fix your makeup mistakes. So from this to like this.